Today this is an update video about our savings for the boat and about us.
As you may or may not have seen, we have another video where we're talking about how we're planning and budgeting to save for our boat. Things are going fairly well. We're a little bit behind the schedule of where we had planned to be, although it was kind of planned that we'd be behind. Like, our plan was very aggressive, so the fact that we're behind schedule isn't a huge deal.
It was a little too aggressive. We tried.
But yeah, it's fine because set an aggressive goal and then when you fall short, you've still done pretty well. So we're about halfway to our savings goal, which is pretty good because that timeline puts us at having the right amount of money for the boat we want, probably about mid-summer. Worst case scenario, we might be talking like early fall, which works well for us. We're also saving more money than we need for just the boat. Our budget includes a fair amount of money extra for things like repairs in the boat and contracting and plane ticket, surveying, plane tickets and all that stuff. So that's included in our halfway plan. So we're halfway to all of that, which is good. In addition to our savings, we've started to reach out to boat loan brokers and boat brokers just to kind of test the water a little bit more officially. Now that we have a timeline in mind, of a more definite timeline in mind with our savings and preparations. Again, our goal for saving for the boat is we want to buy a used catamaran and then, fix it up to how we want it. But loans can be a bit tricky when it comes to buying a boat overseas. And we've talked to a number of loan brokers, and it seems like it's probably going to be possible, but there's still question marks in the air. So in the case that we can't get a good, a loan for the boat, then we will probably, worst case scenario, we get a monohull. We'll definitely be able to get a monohull, but we really, really want a cat. And as all of you know, catamarans are a lot more expensive for the same amount of boat.
Okay. Okay, now we're going to answer some common questions that people have asked us. Which should we start with?
First of all is where we are from. You go ahead and start. Where are you from?
I'm from Santa Cruz, California. Where are you from?
I'm from kind of all over, most up and down the East Coast, primarily North Carolina. That's the most concise answer, is North Carolina.
Where in North Carolina?
People don't know, but if you remember, actually some of you might know this. Back in the day, there was this old TV show called The Andy Griffith Show. It was black and white. There was a town called Mount Pilot, and that's where I'm from. Pilot Mountain, North Carolina, which is right down the road from the Andy Griffith Show. So you can just kind of imagine what it was like where we were from. And then I've also lived in Austin a number of years, which is where we're at right now.
Alright, another question is, where did we meet? We met in Hawaii, Oahu. Because I was living there for 3 years, and then he came. What were you doing?
I was just traveling kind of around the world, kind of being a vagabond, and I had an apartment for 3 months in Hawaii, and during that time is when we met. And we had both planned a trip to Southeast Asia independently, and so we're like, well, let's go together also. And yeah, so we kind of kicked our relationship off in Hawaii, then immediately traveling to Thailand and Cambodia and stuff like that. It's a great way to get to know somebody.
And we've been together almost 5 years now.
Yeah. Another common question we get is, what do we do for jobs? And fair enough, I write code. I'm an iPhone programmer mostly, some web stuff too.
I am a dental hygienist.
She cleans the teeth. Next. Another question we get a lot is about our sailing experience, like how much sailing experience do we have? And pretty much all the sailing experience we have is on our channel. We started learning last year. We took 4 ASA classes, and from there we've just kind of made an effort to get out sailing at least once a month, but usually we're out sailing twice a month. And it's been different boats almost every single time, so it's been a variety of experience.
Another question we get is, what do we want to do with our boat? Or what is our intention of getting a boat, I guess?
Yeah, because some people will buy a boat purely for charter purposes and to have it just like a couple weeks out of the year. Some people buy a boat for weekend cruising. Some people buy a boat for partying. Some people buy a boat for racing. There's a whole variety of reasons to buy a boat. So our reason is
to travel.
Pretty much.
Full time.
Yeah, I mean we've traveled a lot already. We've been to like 35-ish different countries, and we've pretty much done that living out of backpacks because we don't travel extravagantly or expensively. The idea here with the boat is we can continue to travel, but take her home with us, and it's going to be a lot more comfortable than living out of backpacks. That's the plan, at least. And you can get to like 80% of all the interesting places by boat anyways. And the other places you can sail too close to it and then just take a plane or a train to where you're trying to get to. So
another question is, what are we going to do with the dog? What are we going to do with the dog?
We're going to take Arya with us as many places as we possibly can. Right now, it's looking like we're going to buy our boat in the EU somewhere, and probably the Mediterranean. So we will be undertaking the process soon of making it so that Arya can go over there and hang out with us while we're over there. And then, obviously, anywhere we sail in the United States, we'll have her. Anywhere in the Caribbean we can have her, we'll have her. The place that starts to become restrictive is in the South Pacific, where all the islands are like super quarantine sensitive. In that particular case, Arya will probably live on my parents' farm for a little bit while we're doing that. Or, yeah, I mean, they got dogs and horses and all sorts of things. It'll be a blast for her. So we're going to include Arya as much as possible because she's part of the family.
Next thing is we started a Patreon.
Patreon.
What is it? How do you say it?
Patreon. Patron is the real word, but Patreon is like the system.
And then a patron is the...
A patron is a person.
Oh.
Patron is a person. Patreon is the service.
That up. The next thing is we set up our Patreon page.
Some of you guys have suggested that we set up a Patreon page, and it's a good idea. We just wanted to make sure we did it right. So we took a little bit of time, and we did things like stickers and shirts and stuff that we're going to be doing ourselves. And we wanted to be able to give the Patreon rewards back in a way that kind of felt like we were giving back to you as you were giving to us. So yeah, check out our Patreon page. We'll link it to this video. And if it's within your means to support, that would be amazing. If it's not, that's totally fine too. We just hope that you continue to enjoy our videos and interact with us and give us feedback and just be part of this sailing community here on YouTube with us.
Another thing we want to talk about is plans for the channel.
Yeah, to that end, we're saving, and right now isn't as interesting as it will be when we have the boat. In the meantime, we're going to be documenting everything about like some of the research that we've been doing, but also the process of buying a boat like this, on basically getting as much boat as you can for the budget you have. That's our intention, and it's okay for us if there's a little bit of work to be done. We don't mind that, but basically get the best that we can get with the money that we've got. And
we're going to show you all the struggles and hardships.
And any pitfalls, mistakes that we make along the way, we'll make sure to share them for the people who don't yet have a boat.
Yeah.
And
we'll show you everything we've learned and what we're learning.
Yep.
Thank you to all the new subscribers.
And thanks for all the old subscribers too. Thanks to everybody. And definitely stay tuned because this year a lot of interesting things are going to happen. And before the end of the year, we'll be on a boat cruising around and making proper sailing vlog videos.
And we're excited.
Yeah, we're really, really excited.
And we're very impatient
Very
right now.
impatient. TikTok. Paycheck after paycheck.
Work.
Save. No new clothes, no new things. It's not going on the boat. We don't buy it.
Thanks for watching.
If you're not subscribed now, subscribe because cool things are definitely coming. And like.